Hello, Bill Claudia here. Welcome to a Theros Beyond Death Draft League on Magic Online with a special rare here, Haktos the Unscarred. Protection from everything except a number 2, 3, or 4. So any source with a converted mana cost of one, whichever randomly chosen one that is. Anyway, that's the stuff that can hurt him, the Haktos heal, as it were. I don't think that's the pick. It'd be an interesting one to try, but we might do better by taking something like Anax or even Omen of the Sea. I'm kind of interested in Anax here. Maybe Haktos could wheel. This could be a good mono-red card, or it could be a good red-black card. Generally, I don't have much success with red, but it doesn't mean it can't succeed, and if it can, I might want to try. So, uncommon missing. Furious Rise can help get Anax up to 4 power, and those can work off each other. That's one option. Rage Scarred Berserker, that's another option. We do want to get our devotion up with cards like Anax. And Furious Rise, I think if you play a bunch of these, they can play pretty much like Divination or something. It's like the red version of card draw. Not awful. Timret, really good. And Commanding Presence, also pretty good. Timret definitely takes us away from Anax here. Commanding Presence could be good in the same deck as Anax. And that is one I'm interested in here. We don't see a premium removal spell, so it's really between these two. Revelers, Rider. Might be possible that red is being cut a little bit, but not huge payoffs for any color in this pack. So we could take another Furious Rise here and then really try to build around the 4 power stuff. Impending Doom. If you can protect what you put this on, it's good, especially if you put it on something evasive so it doesn't just run into a Death Touch creature. Has to attack each combat. Hits hard early. Omen of the Forge is another good one, and probably a bit better here, given that it helps Anax and some other stuff. Yeah, I'll take Omen, Stampede Rider. Not seeing great white options, but there is some blue, some green, and some black coming around. Maybe Stampede Rider is good enough here. It's a kind of payoff for having 4 power creatures, just like these Furious Rises. So I'll grab that. Nyxborn Brute, definitely a lot of devotion to red and a lot of power. So that might be worth taking here. Keep these Furious Rises going. Yeah, I'll grab Nyxborn Brute here. We want 2-drops and things, but we need something to get going in this direction, and that makes sense. All right, finally a 2-drop, Oread of Mountain's Blaze. You don't get to draw the cards with Furious Rise, but if you are struggling in the late game with the Flood, then the Oread can be pretty good for that. And the Furious Rise lets you play lands off it, so you'll have some extra lands to activate the Oread and make sure what you're getting is what you want. While I'm not a huge fan of the Cyclops, we might have enough payoff for it in a deck like this that we want to grab it. Deny the Divine is a far superior card, but I think at this point we're pretty heavy into red, and I don't mind cutting it some more. All right, another Brute. I like Brute a little more than the Cyclops here. It is nice to have the versatility of being able to block, and the Cyclops usually won't be able to block. If there's an attack good enough, then good enough to make, it's usually more than one creature. In the rare case that your opponent just has 1 flyer, I guess it's not that rare, they can usually find a way around it. Important Wrap and Aspect. I like Aspect here. That's the kind of thing that gets these brutes safe, you know, especially if they get double blocked or something. Revelers for the sideboard over a Stampede Rider. Yeah, we have some 3-drops here. And the Doom is back, so this could just be an incredibly, shall we say, reckless deck. Hopefully we'll open a Phoenix or something that makes this Doom a bit better. But if it's the last turn of the game, and this can act as like a 3-damage burn spell, that's not the worst. Euphemia. Is that worth a splash? Certainly we're not seeing much power at common. Satyr's Cunning is kind of fun. But Euphemia might be good enough here. The only problem is it's early black, but it has late game applications in that once our enchantment creatures trade off, then make some more 2/2s. Yeah, I guess we grab it. Entrancing Lyre. I'm happy to play this even in an aggressive deck. It's kind of clunky, but it gets the job done. And on the last turn, you can often keep 2 creatures out of your way. Presumably when you're untapping this, the thing it was tapping down before is still tapped, so you can use it aggressively like that. Not seeing too much red. War Leader, probably even better than the Brute, unless we really want to mass enchantments and devotion. Another Commanding Presence, that could be powerful. Not married to this Euphemia, and if we take enough, well, enough creatures that make the presence good, then I'm happy with that. Let me read Stampede Rider again. Okay, so the Stampede Rider includes itself. So if you were to pump this up with the presence, it would pump it up itself up further. Yeah, double presence. I mean, I can't be too sad about that. Next up, Underworld Breach. It's not one that I think makes our deck much better, but Dreadful Apathy is one that makes our deck a bit better. We need some creatures in this deck, but yeah, take another Omen of the Forge to survive the early game and get that devotion going. Let's make sure we keep an eye on how many creatures we have, though. Some removal, some augmentation, Hero of the Games versus Hero of the Pride. Let's take Hero of the Pride. Or, even better, Heliod's Pilgrim. Yeah, you miss out on the heroic, but you get a free aura, and we have good targets for that now, including even Impending Doom. So yeah, let's grab that. I'm not sure if these rises will work out. I might start with 1 main, if that. Right now we have about, well, oh, we even have the Aspect of Manticore aura. That's pretty good. Karametra's Blessing. Definitely something we want in this deck with so many enchanted creatures to protect. Revoke Existence versus Dawn Evangel. Not many creatures to get back with the Evangel here, but there might be some play to that. And then Revoke Existence. We need creatures, but I'm going to grab the Revoke. Another Oread, and the Satyr's Cunning. The Oread's a bit better, and it's a nice one to enchant. I quite like Hero of the Winds. We don't necessarily go wide unless we have Anax, but the hero is the perfect target for some of our auras. Glory Bearers, why not? Underworld Breach is back, it's worth a few tickets, and heck, we might even play it. And the Pilgrim is coming super late. I must have cut this color combination so well in pack 1 that it's just open. Not necessarily great. We didn't wheel Haktos pack 1, but Yeah, it's funny that Underworld Breach wheels, but Hakdos doesn't. Yeah, good start. Oh, wow. Storm Herald makes all of these things even better. And it's just a 3-2 haste. The Reverent Hoplite is probably better and more powerful if you're getting enough devotion to white, which we're not really. But I'm happy to get the Herald here. And the rest is just not as exciting as either of those two. The Herald, yeah. We trade off a bunch of our early auras. We've got 5 of them now, and 2 ways to tutor them up. 1 way to protect our stuff. Furious Rise. I could see keeping in Furious Rise as our 1 way to keep going in the late game. It's starting to look like an interesting deck. Speaking of an interesting deck, the Akroan War. Steal a blocker and make your opponents attack and then kind of kill them all. Yeah, I like the Akroan War. It's kind of like a delayed Portent of Betrayal with some upside. We could even tap a creature with the Lyre. We need to get some creatures here ourselves, but the Akroan War definitely has that kind of appeal that I'm looking for. Alseid of Life's Bounty. Oh, I'm happy to get that. The Envoy is okay in a deck like this, but the Alseid does kind of double duty as protection for our big monster and then something good to enchant in its own right. Like put an Impending Doom on that. Turn 3, you're attacking with 4 power lifelink. Crazy. 25 to 15 on turn 3. Well, we've got another Cyclops and a Reverent Hoplite. I don't need either, but I'll take the Hoplite in case we get even more nonsense. Underworld Ragehound, Birth of Meletus, Flicker. I do like Scophos Warleader. You also get to sacrifice enchantments with this. So if you could steal an enchantment creature, that might be good. You can sacrifice these omens and so forth and so on. Sacrifice the Akroan War in response to its 3rd chapter. Or sacrifice something like Impending Doom before it hits the graveyard. That or just the Underworld Ragehound, which is a good thing to get in play to equip early. Not always the easiest to protect, but I think that's more likely going to be what we need in a deck like this. Punishment. Yeah, this is going to be a case where we have all the cards we might want, but we're not sure which ones to play. Storyteller. Wow. How many Hoplites are we going to get in this pack? It might be worthwhile going into white for some of these Hoplites. If we had more earlier white, I'd say that would be a great idea. I mean, it can't be understated how good it is to go and make 5 creatures for 5 mana. Especially if you have a hero in play and something to target it with. We should cut red altogether and play the Staggering Insight. No, I think I'll grab the War Leader. We don't have any fixing. We don't have enough to go mono white, despite that looking decent. Yeah, I might go into white, actually. Our big pull into red is for something like Anax and these things. But yeah, it might actually be more of a white deck splashing some red. 2 Hoplites is no joke. Then we have Flicker of Fate, the early white that we can protect. Double, where is it? Where did I hide my auras? I don't know where they went. Did they go over here? Double Commanding Presence. Well, here's one of them. Oh, here it is. to get down on our envoy turn 3, for example. We'll definitely play some of this red, but we can cut some of the random red late game, including, I think, I'll put in the war, including cutting these, where are they? Furious Rises. So Anax is probably worth playing. Anax is our one legendary enchantment or demigod for the altar. I guess we have Ephemia too, but that's going a little too deep without the fixing for it. And we have plenty of playables. Like, this is already 23, and it looks reasonable. Still need to cut some cards, though. Should be a fun build. Let's put in an early red card. Play a bunch of these auras to make... Where is it? I cut too much here. To make the Storm Herald a bit better. Liar, War... many targets for our 2 pilgrims. Maybe cutting Revoke Existence makes this deck a bit more aggressive. We've got 1 Heliod's Punishment, which does something similar. Double Omen, which is decent, if nothing else, for Anax. And then I like the idea of playing 1 War Leader at least. And the Impending Doom. Impending Doom I like a little bit more than Aspect, just because of how aggressive that tends to be. But maybe we could cut even Impending Doom and play something that will help us go wide. With double Hoplite, just getting a bunch of cards into play looks good. A bunch of mana pips for white. Arena Trickster, that doesn't look amazing. Okay, it's kind of an all-in deck, but we certainly have some payoffs for setting ourselves up for 2-for-1s, like getting our stuff back with Storm Herald, losing our creature and then playing Anax, and then just doing way more damage than our opponents expect early. So yeah, Flicker with these Hoplites should be interesting. What this is about, like a 9/7 deck, I would say. We certainly have more white, but we have enough red early and heavy enough red that I want to make sure we can get some of that. Yeah, I don't generally love decks like this, and sometimes they just fall flat, but the power level is there. Is it built perfectly? Well, it's hard to say because we have so many possible builds. We'll have to keep that in mind for sideboarding, but on the face of it, we have the tools we need to win some games. Round 1 versus Mega Go-Go. We don't really start doing much early, but we have some lands, and that's an excellent draw. It's something we can do with the lands we have, and it makes the other cards in our hands better. Oh, that's good. I don't see a reason to play the red out. We have Anax in the deck, but we need to draw a second mountain before we can lay that down anyway. Nexus Wardens puts a stop to what we have going on here. Just going to pass it. Good bluff there, but then they get an attack in. If they'd want. Dawn Evangel. Selesnya, they're gaining a bunch of life, which doesn't bode well for a poor little aggressive deck like mine over here. Omen of the Forge could help pressure something. I'm interested in Hero of the Winds now. We can bust through these defenses once we get a big aura. Not that we have a way to protect our stuff yet, but we'll get there. It might be time to steal their Chimera. Because that will give us more devotion for the hoplite. They've got, yeah, plenty of blocking toughness at the moment. And we could do the Akroan War multiple times. Flicker of Fate. Under its owner's control. Well, you got it. That might have to attack in and then kill itself here anyway. But it is annoying that we won't get the devotion. It's a cute attack of theirs. I wonder if it's worth blocking here. I think that was a bluff. Or maybe they have a fight spell? Yeah. I should have known better. I wasn't sure what we were going to have there. Anyway, they have to attack with their things. I don't have much I can do. None of their creatures die to the Akroan War. That's about as bad as it can be for us. Well, anyway. They may have to lose some things to our Courser and Omen of the Forge combo. What can we go after here? Let's go ahead and block here and here. So we don't take too much damage. And then we can Omen down the Wardens. Caryatid. Great. Okay, so let's do Laguna Band Storyteller, or perhaps Alsaid first. To get the Akroan War back, we need it back. The Blessing only enchants creatures you control, so we'll shed that if and when we steal it. And I hope to steal it. They could attack in, but there's not much for them to attack in with. I'll just get some damage in. We're not going to block their Chimera here. I'm happy enough blocking the Evangel. So they get 3 damage in. And the war begins all over again. Steal that Chimera. Again, they have enough to block the Envoy that I'm not interested in attacking here. Not even with the Storyteller. The second chapter of this war means they have to attack with all of their stuff to get in. Unless they kill the war. Gain control of it for as long as the Akroan War remains on the battlefield. So I wonder, if they're going to go after the war and get that back, will we ever get enough devotion to make the Hoplite good? And I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, the Entrancing Liar could tap down the Chimera, but it can do that later. And the nice part about it tapping down the Chimera is, of course, that the war will kill it. That's a lot of devotion. So we get 8 little things here, and that might be enough to put some serious hurt on. Should I attack here? I could attack with the Chimera this turn and... Those attack each combat if able. So really it's just the Evangel and the Arachneer coming in. So they'll die anyway. That escapes... Huh. Trying to think how this works poorly for me. You know what I might as well do? Attack with the Envoy and the Chimera. And then at least get one damage in. Yeah, I doubt they'll attack with the Arachneer. In fact, it might just be better for them to try to draw a forest here, although they would need one more card in their graveyard for that to really work. Regardless, they're taking something like 16 damage next turn. Any creature they play could also be a blocker. But taking 16, they're down to 5. They're going to need like 8 more creatures to survive an attack. They have passed to declaring blockers. And now they're declaring blockers. Okay, great. Looks like that's that. Maybe they were trying to piece together how things would work out, but that's pretty much how things work out. Yeah, tap the Acaryatid so it doesn't have to attack. Champion, that's a really strong one. Even if we keep that thing tapped, it can accrue advantage over a game. Holding up more green than anything else here. And then what? Laguna Band Storyteller to get back Warbriar Blessing and gain 2. So they're up to 22. This thing has to attack, so let's end it. Whoops. So at least we get some value here. And the Akroan War will kill off the Caryatid, which is very nice. That is quite nice. Oh, that is also quite nice. We can put Commanding Presence on our Envoy, and that'll have enough toughness to survive any fight from their creatures here. Pretty sure. And then the name of the game is just attack with everybody except perhaps Alseid. We lose a bunch of 1/1s. We keep our 4 toughness creatures. Probably lose the Hoplite here as well. Now they're doing some more math because they can no longer block this Envoy and we get yet another creature. What they really need here is a Wrath and to hope to start over. But we know what card they have in their hand, or, well, we don't know what they have in hand, but we know what's coming up soon. Whoops. Opposite. We do want to click on that, but not to sacrifice it here. Everything else is good because we're not at risk of dying the next turn. Right, so they'll just destroy some 1/1s. Take 14 or something. They go to 6, we make another 1/1. No need to protect anything with Alseid here. But what we can do is play this Liar to make it much easier to tap down something on their next turn. Or maybe they'll play some 0 power creature that we can tap down here. You never know. Uh-oh, what is this? If this is Elspeth Conquers Death to steal Commanding Presence, it probably won't be powerful enough. Ah, the Arachneer comes back. I forgot about the Arachneer. Okay, well, we're still wide enough, I think. But I did forget about that. We should have held up a mana. Oh no. Yeah, there's a lot to keep track of in this format, and you do get punished for forgetting about it. Commanding Presence, make a 5/6. And that costs 4. Oh no, we can't play it. Yeah, shoot. We can't play it and do everything else we need to do here. But maybe it's good enough anyway. We get them really low, and they'll have a fight. Yeah, definitely misplayed by playing the Liar. The Liar doesn't even help us here. But what we can do is attack with everything. They chump this with something. We lose our Alseid possibly to something. And they block our 4 biggest ones. They take 6. That's probably good enough. In fact, if I had attacked with Alseid last turn, we might have even won here. Yeah, so we'll save. So we'll let First Strike happen, and then we'll save the Courser with the Alseid. Protection from green. Great. Go to 2. If they play something tiny, we can use Entrancing Lyre. Once again, I'm pretty sure our Laguna Band Storyteller is safe, unless they bring back the equivalent of a bigger spider. That'll kill the Courser. Also draws them a card. But they're going to need more creatures to stop this army. 11 or 5 more power. Phew, okay. A bit of a mishap there where we should probably have saved our first Voltron, but the second Voltron and all of its friends won the day. Flicker and Revoke. Revoke is always worth playing main deck. But I wonder if we're okay to not play it here. I think we're okay. Flicker is solid against that type of deck because they try to go to fight something and you flicker it in response. Maybe they have their escaped spider and you flicker it so it just doesn't have any... Oh, something you might want to be careful about. If the spider's power was on the stack to do damage to your creature and you flicker it, it will count the last known information, which is 4, let's say, if it escaped. So flicker doesn't really save your creature from that. Though it would save your creature if you flickered your own creature. Anyway, let's put that in. That plus the war might be good. And anyway, we can cut something like Impending Doom, which seems like a liability here. Well, it's always a liability, but of all of our auras, that might be the least appealing. Cool, keep it. And just curving out. Nothing to see here. Flickering your own Hero of the Winds is powerful if you have, let's say, 8 other creatures. Leonin. I wonder how we deal with that thing. Probably just by not blocking it and waiting for the courser to run its course. Dawn Evangel. No attacks. That's what I like to see. Well, we also have no attacks until we get a flyer out. And then we may start using our Oread. Four mana for their own hero. They're pre-matching us. They're matching us before we're even matching ourselves. Yeah, so the Pilgrim will be really good here soon. We'll get our best aura to pump up our flyer. Maybe start to tap down their own flyer. Oh no, speaking of flyers and liars and whatnot. Yeah, we really need to... I didn't know they had a liar, but we really need to bring in the enchantment removal for that. The Akron War. Gain control of target creature. Might be a bit early for that. Let's just do the Pilgrim. And see what there is to see. We don't have Sentinel's Eyes. That'd be a good one for this deck, or pretty much any deck. Having one solid escape card that you can count on over the course of a game is nice. Well, they're not interested in this thing resolving, are they? Well, after a time, it must resolve, and I'll use the ability to get Commanding Presence. Dreadful Apathy doesn't have the same oomph on this board. Then we could punish the Evangel to get in damage. Or just not. Those are the options. Do it or not. Yeah. Oh dear, I do not know. I think we do not. Yeah. Let's prepare for a longer, more intricate game. This can protect from a color, but not from something like Liar. Oh wow, they untapped the Liar, which is, I can only assume, to prepare for the Commanding Presence. They just want to leave enough mana to stop that thing from working. Chainweb Arachneer, no problem. 1 damage to our flyer. Thanks a lot. Double Commanding Presence. So much Commanding Presence. Okay, it looks like a good time for the Akron War, and we can get Dawn Evangel out of the way. So now they Liar our flyer, potentially. The first of many wars. So let's take that Evangel. Give ourselves some mighty attacks. wonder if they'll tap the Courser here. They do tap the Courser. So let's attack with nothing. And now that we have the Evangel, we'll have pretty good blocks when they go to attack in the second chapter of this. All right. They can also finish off just about any creature. Oh no, they can't. With the Liar, they could tap down Alsaid here to finish that off with our own war. See what they get. Yeah, it's nice that we have to keep them tapping Entrancing Liar turn after turn. Oh no, they have a fight here. It's just going to be a tough game, isn't it? I guess we'll take it. I don't want them to just have a fight to kill the hero. We know they have the blessing. They might have gotten me with it. Aha! Time for our own Liar. Very nice. Heliod's Punishment. Does that do anything here? I think we wait for something better. 3. Yeah, let's just leave all of our stuff back. They spend a little bit on the Liar. They might as well spend all of it to make sure it can tap something. And it'll be all 4 to tap, what, the Courser? Okay, the Courser is tapped. Now untap the Liar. They could tap down one of their own creature. Well, I don't know. This is a tough spot. And they draw land, so they're getting a bit flooded here. Now, we can use Liar to tap something that we can't easily block. But what I really want to do, they might tap their own Leonin or their own Evangel. Interesting. Really interesting. Really cool stuff going on here. So what we'd want to do think is tap the Leonin? That can't matter, can it? Yeah, it's quite annoying. They won't have enough to bring back the Arachneer. Okay, let's just let them attack here. We can use the Liar. Well, no, it's got to be worth tapping something. Warbriar Blessing on this to pump up all their power. And then fight the little one, which gives something else here, protection. Let's give Heliod's Pilgrim protection from white. Good deal. So they come in with everything. We block a bit of it. In fact, we can do this to prevent about as much damage as possible and keep all of our creatures, more importantly. So they get the Evangel back, but they get it back tapped, interestingly enough, because they are keeping it tapped. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Okay. Oh wow, Anax is pretty solid here. Let's play that. Oh, this is our chance to hit with Commanding Presence as well. That might be a good thing to do. They have a 1/6 but we can keep that 1/6 tapped. Play presence. Play it on something that's not as good. Like that. Keep this one tapped. And get in there. 3, 4, 7. They can't attack back for that much. Yeah, they're doing a lot with some limited resources here. And then next turn, when they go to tap, well, Sentinel's Eyes on the Spider. That's pretty strong. I might as well take it. Not untapping because I need my mana. But we can use Heliod's Punishment here, or let's think. They're at 13, 4, 7, 10. If we targeted our own hero with both things, surely they would tap it with the Liar. I don't think that's worth it, so let's go punish the Spider. See if they tap the Pilgrim in response here. And then Commanding Presence on the hero. Yeah, Heliod is a cruel punisher, I guess. The Spider has to carry this boulder. All right, that happened. And I wonder here, is it better to play Commanding Presence or Anax? And I'm pretty sure it's better to do Commanding Presence here. So they will tap the hero because of these two hitting you. The hero is a bit worse. It's pretty similar this turn, but yeah, that's going to be a lot for them to deal with. If they weren't happy about the punishment, they're going to be less happy now about the presence. But we'll see if... Yeah, okay, great. So match 1 and done. Round 2 versus Krelog begins. We are on the draw, so we'll have access to more cards. This hand does not look quite good enough. If we draw well, it can get better, but I'd rather start with some good things to do. This does look better. Let's keep it and throw back the War Leader, which is a bit expensive. And it's going to be as much as we can do to play either Anax or Nyxborn. But it's a good way to hedge because either land we draw will get us there. Hopefully we can do Courser into this Hoplite at some point. Black-blue. Not going to be easy to win the late game here. See what they do. I've got the Omen. It's possible they counter it. It's possible they mill themselves here as well. So I'm just going to let them hit me. I think I just let them hit here. They crack the amulet. And they play Metamized Prophecy. Okay. Oh, I should not have done this before they scry. But jumping the gun a little bit. Now they have the information that we have Omen. And that they don't have Devourer. If we were going to do it at any time, it should have been before damage. Or at the very, if we're not doing it before damage, we should definitely do it before everything else happens in the turn. They name Venomous Hierophant. And this might not be much of a game if we don't draw land. But you never know. Hoplite can definitely come out of nowhere, especially when all of your creatures have double power. Erebos' Intervention. Yep, that's a good one. All right. Mountain means Anax here. Or the Pilgrim. What? Yeah. We are in a tough spot, but I guess we go Anax because we know that can trade with something here. We don't want to trade with Farika's spawn, but it'll also give us some chumpers with Oread. Yeah, what I might do is just block both of these this turn. Cash them in for some attackers. Yep, they're both coming in. Go that and that, because I don't want Farika's spawn to die. That's bad news when they can bring it back this turn. We have some sacrificial creatures out. Treacherous Blessing. That might be good for me. They haven't taken any damage yet, but soon they may. Okay, let's go Pilgrim here. Search up something. Not sure what exactly. Maybe the Apathy. And maybe Punishment. Neither of these seem great. I want to make sure we can do something though, so I'll do the Apathy here. No attacks yet. Turtle. Those things come in. Take it down to 10. If they're boasting any counter magic, this does get a lot worse. But it doesn't look like counter magic. It may be Starlit Mantle. Let's just do that. All of these things hit just about as hard. Starlit Mantle would really get it, yeah. So that's gonna end us. It'll end this story pretty quickly. Though, Storm Herald can get back our Dreadful Apathy onto one of our a creature we control. Maybe that's the way to go here. 4 life. For a turn. Yeah, let me concede this one. Could get a couple damage in maybe, but while we did get a third land, it wasn't really what we needed right away. So let's try to draw a bit better. Don't know if Revoke is the card we need. Yeah, and with Mantle, it turns out that having a bunch of auras for our own creatures is a good way to get past their stuff. Yes, I'll play first, and have I learned my lesson? We could go all in on this Storm Herald and hope to win with it. I think we keep this hand. Maybe we should have kept our first hand even, but yeah, this really is all in. We might lose, and we definitely have less of a chance to win if we draw any land. How to put that? Every land we draw reduces our chances of winning by some single-digit %. Can't attack that into that, which is unfortunate on the play. That our 3-drop rare can't attack into their 2-drop common. But you're not really supposed to play this out first, are you? Again, this is kind of all in. They definitely want to block here. It's kind of what it is designed for. And then they'll have another free block next turn. Maybe the Envoy was just better. Maybe it was. But the Herald, if the Herald survives, it's going to be able to attack into anything. Chimeras and whatever else. So they will block with the Goat, I'm sure. And the Chimera is a really powerful card here. As soon as they find something to do with it. It's also a card that answers their own Treacherous Blessing. They can draw 3 cards off it. The next turn they target it to return it to their hand, and then they have to sacrifice it. So no more damage off of it. Heliod's Punishment. Well, let's see if we're dealing with Thrix here. But I'm not going to play around much. That just hits. That's great. They may have Starlit Mantle. I'm going to save the punishment. It'd be kind of... if they had Starlit Mantle, that would have been a great time to use it. If we play the punishment, but not necessarily if we don't. So if they did nothing that whole round, I wonder what that means. It might mean they have a bunch of counter magic. Shimmer Wing with Favor. Well, that could be a lot of damage here. And if they didn't do it last turn, I'm wondering if it makes sense for them to do it here. I'm surprised, honestly, they didn't use it on the Soldier. Oh, they do have the Mantle. Ah, so I'm pretty sure they had it. Well, they had at least one of these last turn, right? Maybe they drew another Mantle, or maybe they're just going all in. That is pretty neat. Well, doesn't stop me from attacking. The neat part about this is, well, we'll go for the punishment. If that works, they don't get to return these. It loses all abilities. I'm going to hold land in my hand to play around Aspect of the Lamprey. Because I don't want to have to flicker of Fate their thing, so we don't discard 2. I'd rather just discard 2. Remove a task counter, sure. Then what? Omen of the Sea. I think they had enough mana to do it. Maybe they were just holding something up, but they could have killed our one soldier and equipped their thing with Mogus on the same turn. All right. They've got Naiad, and they're conceding. Fair. Yeah, the Voltron Storm Herald did it. I'm glad they had mostly defensive spells and not offensive ones. Revoke Existence, I don't have it main, but I'm definitely bringing it in for this matchup. What can we take out? Impending Doom is probably still fine to take out. And Flicker of Fate would have been good there, but maybe we don't have to do that here. They'll be on the play. Okay, looks good. We just need a hoplite, and we'll have plenty of devotion to get all of that where we need it. I do tend to notice drawing like an unfortunate amount of lands when playing aggro, especially. but that tends to be because my aggro decks don't have ways of mitigating a flood or catching up. And we have the red card that rummages and gets rid of extra lands, but in an aggro deck that just takes so long to set up. Hoplite is so good. Okay, so we have a good blocker for now. If that dies, we can bring it back and take some time before setting down the Hoplite. We won't die this game for not having the right lands, but we might die because of their powerful draw. Anyway, we'll go hero. We know how powerful the Storyband Elder can be if we're returning something. I'd love if they just discarded or milled themselves here. First main. Oh, Naiad. And it would also be nice if on turn 4 they missed a land drop. They do! Oh, great. They missed a land drop here. That is so good. Okay, so let's get Hero of the Winds and pass it. Well, we might do Storyteller next turn. It's unclear if they can... Or it's unclear if we're going to lose an enchantment before wanting another devotion for the Hoplite. 5 extra 1/1s is pretty good. They find the land at long last, and another Naiad, so they can play a 3-drop blue spell, which includes most of the counter magic. Not all. And it includes a 2/2 flyer. Punishment. We can't play punishment for 1. But it'd be interesting if that got countered. Because then we could bring it back with a Storyteller. Regardless, let's come in with our hero. They don't have great attacks. And I think we'll just do the Storyteller here. They don't have the 3-mana counterspell. We haven't seen much counter magic from them. Riptide Turtle, okay. And certainly the Starlit Mantle is one I'll keep in mind this entire match. But yeah, Hoplite, 5 extra 1/1s. Wow, they're using it. No kidding. That's what I want to see. 3/2 can't be blocked. All right. As you say. Now, that's a lot more damage than we're getting in each turn, but that's about to change. Apathy and Punishment. Now, if we can lay down both Apathy and Punishment, we are in some serious shape. Do they counter it? If so... Oh, wow. Do we get a free Apathy as well? See what happens with our hero. Yeah, I'm going to go for Apathy as well here. Nice. That does a couple things. It stops this from attacking, and it gives us a few more devotion for the Hoplite. Hopefully the Hoplite can resolve. That is the hope. That's the hop. And they didn't counter either of those, so I'm really interested in resolving this Hoplite this turn. Come on. Don't counter it. Double Naiad's pretty crazy. Yes! Oh, 7 1/1s. Get our flyer in there. Then we get Liar, potentially Herald. They can kill a couple of these soldiers a turn, but it might not be enough. The best thing would be to draw another hoplite, or anything to target hero. What did they just do? Oh, they sacrificed the one with apathy on it to the Soul Reaper. Cuts my devotion down by 1. But mostly I'm interested in them not having as much to do. Yeah, they kill one of our soldiers. They can do that every so often. Pilgrim. Oh my, that's strong. That is really strong. Let's go Pilgrim here. Forget that thing. Pilgrim, yes, I would like to use the ability. One of our presences, because what else do we have? And Liar. Now, we have to think carefully about this attack. We can tap down the turtle. They can kill 2 of our 1-power creatures for free. And then they'd have to trade this. So they can trade that up, kill one of these, kill one of these. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is well worth an attack here with everything. Oh, it's only 10. Still, I think this is worth it. Because if we don't do this, it's a lot less likely we just kill them next turn. And they lose their Piper here. They take at least 1 devotion away from us. And this is the power of the hoplite. That came together quite well. Oh, a double block on that. In that case, I'll leave the Piper back because it doesn't do much. Yeah, so I'll order the Naiad first. Then they might have the Mantle to pump it up. But that's okay. If they use it now, I'm happy enough with that. Threnody Singer. I'm surprised they didn't flash that in first. In fact, I'm not just surprised, I'm very happy about that, because they could have just killed another soldier. Yeah, they're down to 8. They didn't kill as many creatures as they could have. Please don't wrath the board somehow. Intervention. Oh, that is not good. Wow, that's really bad. Oh no, okay. Okay. 6, 4, so we can put Commanding Presence on the Courser. And then if they block it with everything, they still can't kill it. So I think we just leave the turtle tapped, and that's fine. Oh, another hoplite. 3, 4. So we get 5 creatures with it. We're going to lose the punishment next turn anyway. But it might be nice to start getting in with Commanding Presence. Yeah, I'll resolve the hoplite here. Five more. It's not a ton, but it is some. If I knew I had that, I just wouldn't have made that attack last turn. If I attack with everything this turn, they just kill 4 creatures. and we get in, what, 5 damage. That's probably not worth it. Let them have their fun here. Let them have their fun. Wow, the life off the intervention is quite relevant, I would say. 2 creatures are tapped. If they block 4, they take 10. What else? No more life gain, please. Haven't you done enough? Can you just let us go nuts here? I kind of want, yeah, so maybe we untap the Liar here, tap something and play Presence. And then if Presence dies, the Herald can come back the turn after that. So we're in okay shape here. And it's really cheap to tap down the turtle on our last turn. Venomous Hierophant. Pumps that up. Minimize Prophecy, land. They've got 1 card in hand. Yeah, so we'll untap this. Land is good. Put Commanding Presence on the big one. And tap down. Oh, what to tap down? Probably their big one. Tap down the Hierophant. Done. And if they put the Mantle on it, it's not the end of the world. We can still come in with everybody. We should. That was, yeah, I guess they didn't realize that was cheaper, but it is. Come in with everybody. They don't gain any life. 13, 14, 15. Ooh, that is tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They block 5. They take 9. They can pump this twice, so 4. The problem is they need to block here. Do they need to block here? So they block 5 1-power creatures, and they take 12. No, they have to block the Courser, so I don't think they can kill us on the crackback. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 13 maximum. So I think we're safe to do this. That gets them as low as possible. That gets them super low. And again, they chump here. They kill 4 of our other creatures. Take 9 to 3. I'll leave 1 thing back. So now they go to 4. And we have a pretty good blocker. And we should be able to kill them through that next turn, especially with our Herald. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really hard for us to lose, and not so hard for us to win. It's all untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. Yep. Them losing that 2 power was pretty essential. Of course, they have a million blockers back. Use the Devourer. We have 10 creatures. They have 7 blockers. Maybe I should have attacked with the Hoplite, huh? Mogus's Favor, used that a couple times. Can Herald do anything? Not really. But we get to tap down a blocker and attack with the Herald. So we're looking at... Oh no! What does that get? That gets Piper, I guess? Just another blocker. Oh no. Yeah, untap the Liar, of course. Oread and Storm Herald. They've got a bunch of creatures there. 8 creatures. We've got 10 attackers for their 7 blockers. So what, they go to 1? But if they go to 1, they lose Devourer and Piper. Basically, the goat is free. Herald. Unfortunately, the turtle taps down something. So maybe our best bet is to play Oread and tap down the Hierophant with the Liar. Or play both. They kill 2 1/1s. And we tap Did I just screw this up? Or tap the Hierophant this turn. Courser. Could just tap the turtle. Then we attack with everybody. We lose this. They chump that. No, we should really save this to tap 2 things, which means I kind of want to tap the turtle and just attack with the Courser this turn. See if that works. Oh no. And if they double up or triple up with it, that's not the end of the world, because we can use the Herald next turn. We have plenty of blockers. They might want to use the favor, maybe not. Don't want to give them any free blocks here. What a spot to be in, though. This is the point at which it's very unclear if you're making the correct play at any given time. Oh great, so we'll kill the Venomous Hierophant. Or potentially the Piper too? No, it's better to kill the 4/4. They need 6 though. Can we take enough off? No, there's no way to take enough power off. So let's, we can kill 2 creatures, but they get 1 back. So let's destroy this one with our first strike. Then we lose that. And then we have a surprise Storm Herald thing coming next turn. Wonderful. It's possible it's better to play that this turn, but getting 1 more turn with the presence seems okay. They're going to keep picking off with the favor if they didn't find anything better to do. Yeah, there's 1. And that's both of our... Wow, they really clawed through a lot here. They killed the hero, so we couldn't make 1 big attack. And they dealt with almost all of the creatures from What was it, just one hoplite or two? Oh yeah, one's in play. So 2 hoplites. So now they have 5 blockers. They're at 4 life. So we still get in. Well, this might do it. 5 blockers. 4 life. Oh, great. Mire's Grasp. Oh, it's so close. Okay. No attacks. Untap this. Karametra's Blessing. That's enough to finish it. I hope. I sure hope so. Well, let's spread things out. Any number of aura cards. Yeah, let's try not the detrimental auras. Commanding Presence. Done. Put that anywhere. Put that on the hoplite, I suppose. Now, tap down the one that we least want to block. So, probably Piper. Attack with everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts them to -1 if we bless the creature, one of the creatures that they don't block. Okay, so those trade. They lose that. Those trade. And they don't have anything else here, so we bless this lucky soldier to take the game. Is this the match? Or just the game? I think it's the match. And that would put us into the finals. Great. See you there. Round 3. How about this hand? Yeah, just about good enough to keep. We've got Envoy, and if we draw what we need, we can protect it or even enchant it. But we're drawing lands as usual. For now, I mean, these lands are fine, but some future lands maybe not so good. All right, well, I'm happy with that. That increases our devotion. We've got 2 hoplites. Anytime you see Courser, you should be thinking hoplite because it is very good in that deck. Not an awful creature size, but just a 3 mana thing that gives 2 devotion. Helps not only the hoplite, but the not the Pegasus. It's a Griffin or something. Costs 1 less for each devotion to white you have. Well, it's some kind of 3/3 flyer. A Chimera. Didn't know it was a Chimera. Oh wow, that's so good. They might have their own blessing. I'm not going to risk anything this turn. I am just going to play the Storyteller, try to resolve my hoplite next turn, get 5/1/1s. Or if we draw, if we draw something else, it might be better just to wait out on the hoplite, because 5 is great, but 6 or 7 is even better. Problem now is that they start killing my creatures. Let's see what they do here. It's their turn 5. Unclear if they're missing a land drop. Nope, not missing a land drop. I'm certainly not blocking this, but it potentially gives me a good attack back. Daxos, uh-oh. Oh no. Well, I don't feel great about that, but let me at least make an attack here. We could try to pressure Daxos here, but I guess the Hoplite is just a better move. If they kill the Courser in response, that would kind of suck. No, okay, so we're quite wide. Need to draw a hero or something. Trample, that's fine. 12, yeah, if we draw the hero, it's 12 damage, as easy as that. We only have one in the deck, I think. All right, well, how wide do we go? I think I'm happy enough attacking with everybody here. Given all the tricks we have up. And maybe I won't focus on trying to kill Daxos, especially if this is what they do. Well, that does 10, so they might try to block something bigger. Great. That would get Daxos down to a 2/4 if we finish off the Courser. Double block that. Oh, come on. Interesting. That is interesting. So all they're doing here is killing the Hoplite. And we get an 8 damage. That seems okay to me. I'm okay with that. I might just point the Omen at them and then use the Blessing. So this is 4 points of burn in hand. If we get in 6 here, that's enough. Any creatures they play, that's a life. If they play a Hoplite, they gain 20 life, and it's probably over. Sunmane Pegasus, that's annoying, but beatable. Oh yeah, hold it all back. I think we do Omen them here, and then Scry on upkeep. Try to get something better. Yeah, I like that. Everything they attack with makes it just a little bit easier for me. Oh, come on. But it gives us more time if they don't attack, so it's hard to say what's better for us. Let's go Omen here. It's far better just to do 2 damage to them than to draw land. What do we get? Oh. Both of these are great. We can do Liar this turn. So we'll go top, draw, play Liar. Doesn't do anything now, but soon. Soon it will do something, I'm sure. No attacks because they've got plenty to block with. They're going to start attacking with the Pegasus. It might be worth spending the Blessing to try to intercept it, but no, that's too much of a risk. Especially before we get our Hoplite. Oh, that Hoplite's that's gonna be strong. 5 will even have 2 mana left up after it. So Hoplite Liar. Well, come on. What could it be? No, I don't think it's anything. Maybe a pump spell for the Pegasus, which they could save to ambush the Envoy here. Like +1, +2. Maybe I can't play around their own Blessing. We'll see what happens here. Oh, Warbriar Blessing. Well, where do they fight, I wonder? I might try to save anything with it this turn. Oh, this might be really good. If that forces a fight, and they don't have their own blessing, that kills their Chimera. Because it won't give our thing hexproof. They do have Indomitable Will. Annoying, but I guess acceptable. They both live. That's nice. And now they don't have the lifelink from the Pegasus, so it's a tough spot for them again. Or, right, they do have the lifelink, but they don't have an extra bit here. 5, we take 7. That puts us down to 5. They go up to 11. We go to 5. Yeah, I don't... That thing has trample too? Oh, no. Maybe we have to keep that one tapped. Which means no block here. And maybe no hoplite here either. Upkeep. So yeah, we'll just... No, we're not down to 5. How did I miscalculate all this? So we're not down to 5, so maybe the Chimera is not lethal. We can tap their Pegasus, hold back the Envoy, and play hoplite, and then win the next turn? Alright, it's a bit risky. I think they've used most, if not all, of their pumps. Let's go for hoplite, tap Pegasus, attack with our ground creatures, hold back Envoy to block this, and then they'll need something like a fight and some other junk to do 6 to us, because they certainly don't do 6 on the board. So we attack with all this, not this. And we have plenty of 1/1 things back to block. And they take at least 5 here, right? Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Tricky spot. There are cards that win it here, or if they have enough of them, it's not a good spot, but yeah, they... And they should really just block as much as possible. On a 2-turn clock, it doesn't matter whether they block a 1/1 or a 2/4. That is, it doesn't matter if they block a 1/1 and kill it, or a 2/4, unless they expect us to pump all of them. So this block doesn't really matter. They're going to die next turn if they can't kill us this turn. And hopefully they can't kill us this turn. So if they have a pump spell and removal for Envoy, or a big enough pump spell, we might be dead. Are we dead? Yes, we are dead to the second Indomitable Will and the Apathy. So how many auras is that from them? 5. More auras than creatures. Dang it. Okay, well, worth a try, right? Flicker of Fate number 2 looks good, since all they are is auras. The Revoke Existence maybe not as good, although fine. And on the play, we can take out Doom. We haven't done much with Doom all match. The real question is, did they have all that, or did they top deck something? That's the real question. The other option there was to tap their 5-power flyer. And we could still set up a win in 3 turns, but not 2 turns. So I guess I was a bit more greedy with it. Anyway, the Liar's still going to be good. What is not as good? Maybe Impending Doom. Let's take that out. The Commanding Presence is really much better, because even if they deal with your creature and you got a 1/1 out of it and got some damage in, it doesn't feel so bad. Yeah, play first. Keep. All the lands we'll need. Upkeep, sure. I might have done better that turn if I hadn't scryed with the Omen, because we had, you know, I topped both of them. Need a creature here, but the quality here is good enough that I don't want to give it up. Pious Wayfarer, we'll just kill that. This is the kind of thing where they attack with it and then hold up the +1/+2 trick, so I just don't want to let them have that option. Hero, 2 mana hero. Omen that as well. Again, before they can save it. Mana would be great. Oh no. Flicker? Flicker's not actually terrible here, but yeah, we'll scry and try to get something. Nothing from them. So I imagine they have some flyer thing. Ooh, I like both of these. Let's actually top the Hoplite. We might not get it immediately, but we should get it eventually. And I think we go Storyteller, but we don't put that back on top. My life doesn't matter. I still want to draw lands, and we know our next card is pretty expensive. So we'll begin with the... let's begin with the Akroan War. Maybe not. Hold on. They could fight it, but that's not going to be easy for them to win with. Yeah, let's use the presence first. The Akroan War, potentially very good here. Puts them at 15. Well, they do have the Apathy, which is one I'm a bit worried about. Oh gosh. Let's just pass here. And in response to them using Apathy... oh, please do it. Oh, come on. Oh, that's awful. Just awful. Dang it. I bet they see it too. They're like, ah, Flicker of Fate would really get us here. Yep, you're right, it would. Dang it. All right. All right. But we need to wait until they activate the Apathy. Yes, okay, so we Flicker of Fate the Storyteller. Bam. And use that to get back the presence. Oh, they can activate it twice. Oh no! Yeah. Not my finest hour here. Not my finest hour by a long shot. Okay, Akroan War. Give me Terranica. See, I knew what I was playing around. And they knew what they were playing around, and they played it very well. But there is some upside to this, that they're not expecting the second Flicker of Fate. Don't know what that's really going to do for us, but maybe something. And we have a lot of damage coming in soon. This is, let's see, what, 4 Devotion when we play Hoplite. If we can keep Terranica, that's 7 damage to them. Pegasus is fine. Did they fight something here? Oh! Under its owner's control. Yeah, I guess you can't flicker and keep it. Till your next turn, sure. Let's just get some creatures in play, shall we? Let's get some creatures in play. Yep. Now let's pump, what, any creature? Well, let's do the other one we're attacking with. And hope they don't both pump and lifelink here. Though, if they pump and lifelink, like +1/+2, yeah, I guess they do gain some stuff, but they didn't do that. If they get back Terranica here, they're going to pump this thing up. They're going to fight, too. Reverent Hoplite. Sure, so no Flicker of Fate on that. 7. They go to 9, and they get back Terranica. Yeah, this is really quite messy. So the tapped creatures do damage to themselves. Let's see what we draw. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself, and when that resolves, we lose it. So let's grab their Pegasus, I think. And then play something like Anax. They get Terranica back. We steal the Pegasus. Stop them from gaining 3,000 life. So I messed up with the Flicker of Fate. It was a tricky spot, and I didn't navigate it as well as possible, to say the least. Those things do damage. We'll get Anax in play. Because that's basically the option here. I think it's safe enough to do that after combat, because this is only when another non-token creature dies, and look at this, we are attacking with some token creatures. Gets them to 5. It's just about enough still, isn't it? Flicker, we should probably... This card has been impressive. I think it's okay to play one even if you have barely any combos with it, but once you have a couple things to do with it, Omens, several of the sagas are amazing to reset, especially in white. Get that thing off of there. 5. I mean, they can't survive on board, so that's a thing. Akroan War is not great against... It's the Akroan Veteran. It's so flavorful. I didn't realize this before, but it has a way to survive the Akroan War by not being tapped. Vigilance, that's all it needs. It looks like they're super dead here. I think I'm happy blocking. We could block with both. And they kill Anax and we get 2 little dudes and they kill Terra. Yeah, I think we block with both and I'm happy enough doing that. I certainly don't mind losing Anax and getting 2 1/1s when they're at 5 life. If they lose Terranica, that's even better. And they can't save it with a simple +1/+2. So that's really nice here. We get 2 1/1s and now that's far too much for them to deal with, I'm afraid. Depending on what they have. We got kind of lucky here to draw 5 lands and no more, and we can do everything on 5. And they're flooding out a bit, so we have more stuff in our graveyard than they've done all game. Upkeep step, that's fine. Until your next turn, all those things attack. Land. If the life is important, I'm in trouble. Yeah, as it turns out, I want the Pegasus to tap here, because if they kill the Akroan War and get the Pegasus back untapped, and with lifelink, that's pretty good for them. So I can give it lifelink if it hits, but if it hits, they're dead. So let's see, Omen of the Sun. They go to 7, and they block 2. So they're only taking 6 here. Yeah. So I might want to use the lifelink, as it turns out. But then what? They go to 1, we go to 14. This thing is going to come in and attack. Then they lose it. They lose it. Yeah, I'll get the lifelink in here. I can scry a little bit. Let's get another flyer in play. Just for kicks, and pass it. So they're going to scry for all they're worth, hopefully not draw their wrath. And they'll decide if they want to use punishment or pass to their turn. Yeah, so they're going to save their Chimera by leaving it in jail. And that means we have a game 3. We have a game 3. Still don't love Revoke Existence. It might be the kind of card we want against Daxos, actually. So maybe that's enough reason to bring it in. Daxos War Leader hasn't been great, but I mean, it's okay. Storyteller. Cutting a land is kind of scary. I do like Revoke Existence. It kills the 2/4 and it kills Daxos. That's enough to be good. Skofor's War Leader. Is that going to be any good? I can't cut too many creatures. Maybe we don't want Oread, but it's just, we have so few things to do early. We haven't needed the War Leader yet, so let's take that one out. It's mostly about these hoplites. I don't like cutting the land. Not that I really think 15 lands is that bad here, but in 2 colors it is pretty bad. Okay, so we've got some stuff to do. Take my upkeep stop off, because that's not helping us. Courser. Punishment. Let's play our own Courser, because that's the one that's going to get in with presence if they let it. Wow, the Chimera, they have it already. Is that one worth stealing now? The Akroan War. Why not? Get this going. They can't do much about it. And once it's done, we can just do it again. So it already puts them in a weird spot here. already in a weird spot. Pilgrim, they've got Pegasus. Those creatures have to attack. Those creatures have to attack. So we might be able to kill the Chimera here. Like, one of these flying creatures is going to die. That's pretty cool. Then Commanding Presence on the Courser is pretty cool. Because they can't, they can't really do enough to stop all that. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do this now. Get in for 4. Let them impale themselves on their own Chimera. Get a 1/1 for our troubles. Yeah. What I could imagine is, the +1/+2 trick, in which case they beef up their Pegasus, which is its own problem, but we can use Pilgrim to find the answer to it. And then Storyteller to eventually get that back. So they have a lot to deal with on the table right now, and not so much mana. And they've missed their at least 1 land drop. War is brutal. Okay, we've got Sentinel's eyes on that thing. And that means we might double block this Courser. No, we should really kill their Chimera here. Oh, wow. Dreadful Apathy there. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself. We can get the war back, but better yet... 6 mana this turn. Yeah, why don't we punish the Pegasus and then get the war back? Shoot. Get the war back. Gain control target creature for as long as you control that. So yeah, let's punish the Pegasus. Get back the war. Swing for 1. And then next turn we can either do Pilgrim Enchant or Pilgrim War, now that we have the mana for it. The war didn't do much there. It traded with the Chimera, and that's it. That's all it did. And it kind of mucked up combat, let us get in a damage. I love this answer to the Pegasus because it keeps Sentinel's eyes there as well. Oh dear, another Pilgrim from them. Hopefully they don't have another Dreadful Apathy, but hopefully they have nothing left. That would be... missing would be the best for us. Of course they have a million of these things. Hero of the Pride. The Akron War, maybe we want to steal that thing. The hero, that is. Or another Commanding Presence on the Laguna Band Storyteller. How does that sound? This thing, that'd be 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think they can deal with that. Not easily. We'll see what we have in our deck. So we use the ability. We can get either of these things. Let's get Commanding Presence. Put that on the Storyteller. and go nuts. Give us another 1/1, and hopefully they don't have any more spot removal here. Yeah, they either give us a 1/1 or lose a 1/2, and in either case, I'm pretty happy with it. And what does this do? This enchants a creature. You can enchant your own creature with it, so it wouldn't fall off. The Sentinel's Eyes would fall off if we stole the Pegasus. They know our last card is the Acrone War. They might not want to build a Voltron here for that reason. The other thing is, if they don't exile the Courser, that is 3 more devotion just laying around for the first Hoplite. When they do have extra mana, you can be sure they'll use it to exile that. Okay, after a bit, they have decided to attack with a 2/4, and I'm prepared to take 2 damage. Second main, they've got a Unicorn, which is a great one to steal. That is a great one to steal here. Take their Unicorn, because now we have the tapping power, especially if we can flash in an enchantment. Anyway, that gives us another attack with the Storyteller, and that's enough, I think. Pass back. Yeah, it looks very good for us. Heliod's Punishment has consistently impressed me with how long 4 turns actually is. Takes a while to get rid of that thing. And in some ways it's better than Apathy, because Apathy doesn't remove abilities right away, and this is just 2 mana, and it removes all of the advantages of those abilities. Now we untap here, Acrone War's second phase, or whatever it is, and Anax can tap a blocker, Hardened in the Forge. So we go ahead and tap Courser, I guess. Some Forge, only 3 power. We go ahead and attack with these. Let's see, they have to block one of those, so I might as well attack with everything. The only downside of this is if they have the White Omen. It's not too big of a downside, though, is it? We're at 20 life. This is fine. Losing the Pilgrim. I think this is just fine, right? Right. Yeah, they could have the Omen, but that's really just trading with a couple things. We still get plenty of damage in, and even more damage because we're doing this. They're scrying before they're choosing how to block. That is an advanced tactic. 2 cards on the bottom. It's going to take a lot for them to escape from this everlasting war. Sheesh, this war's been going on for most of the match. So this creature we lose, we actually replace because Anax, they have to attack into Anax. And regardless of if they attack or not, it's going to, well, regardless of if Anax kills the hero, it's going to kill itself with the war. They get the Unicorn back after all of this. But the Unicorn has been pretty good for us. Let's see. Okay, they've freed the Pegasus, finally. And they're at 7 life. Oh no, they're going to fight Anax, potentially. Goodbye, Anax. That puts them up to 10. Oh dear. And it puts us down to 16. And it puts them blockerless. And yeah, the Akron War did a bit more this turn. No, they have the unicorn to block with. Yeah, okay. Envoy. Well, let's see what we can do about that. We attack with everybody. They block the human soldier, and it replaces itself. They've got 0 cards in hand. They don't know what's coming up next. But the biggest problem of all is that they have this Vigilance Pegasus to gain 1,000,000 life for them. So yeah, it doesn't make sense not to attack with everything, so we attack with everything. We get them kind of low. And hopefully we can... Maybe Hoplite would be pretty good. Yeah, they exile that. Hopefully we can outdraw them here because they've kind of stabilized. The Sunmane Pegasus is just about good enough to keep back the Storyteller. We have a few answers to this Pegasus, including our own Dreadful Apathy, a Pump Spell, yeah, it's really the Apathy is the main one we want here. Take a bunch. So they're up to 9 effectively. And that's really bad. Okay, Liar on the other hand is very good. So let's tap that thing. And they're at 6. So 4. They have to block there. They go to 2. Right? Oh, that was such a good draw. I wasn't even thinking of this, but that's definitely an answer. They're at 2. They need another Omen here, I think, to survive. But if it doesn't gain life, I don't think it survives here. Wow, what a match. I mean, maybe not over, but it's going to have to be a hell of a top deck, a nix of a top deck to survive here. Oh, it's another fight spell. Well, hey, not bad. That's not bad. They go to 5. Wait. No, you have to leave both back. Yeah, you have to leave both back because I have the Liar. We'll see what we draw here. I'm definitely untapping the Liar. What a spot. That was a hell of a top deck. Well done. If we draw something relevant, we can tap that thing down again. Yeah. Even like Hoplite would be pretty good. Oh, wow. Does it work? Exile target creature or enchantment. No, not quite. Not quite. Hold on. I was thinking we could bounce the Liar, but it doesn't quite work that way. We can bounce the Storyteller. And we can bounce the Pegasus when it goes to attack. So we've got options here. We can get Heliod's Punishment back on top at their end step. But I think the safest thing of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, is to save Flicker, to flicker Pegasus when it goes to combat. We don't lose a creature here. Flicker was a good draw. Flicker was definitely good. We don't even necessarily lose if they draw the protection spell for the Pegasus. It's not good, but we don't lose right out. It already has Vigilance. Choose blockers. I don't have any blockers. Flicker of Fate your Pegasus. Because it's very important to us that they don't gain the life. If this flickered artifacts, we would have won that turn. We flicker the Liar, tap down the Courser as well. So Immortal Pegasus coming back. And they could put the Sentinel's Eyes back on it, but I think that doesn't do enough for them. We just have to spend our entire turn tapping down the Pegasus, and that's enough to win it. Yes, okay, cool. 3-0 with red. I've been waiting to win with an aggressive red deck, and Anax is a good, or red, yeah, any deck with red in it, I mean. But yeah, it kind of stayed open, and white poured in, and that was enough to get there. Fun, interactive Magic. Thanks for watching, and good luck in your drafts.